Good afternoon. Hello, Tammy. You're the only one in the room so far. I know I launched early because there's a couple readers that scheduled over the time period I usually schedule today. And so I thought rather than compete with them, I would come on an hour early in my old time slot. And one of the readers I want to watch anyway. So I thought it'd be easier to do that. And I wouldn't lose any viewers to that reader because I know several of my audience members also follow them. So hold on a second. I miss it. I'm sorry, I was eating a snack. I'm going to do a quick reading for the collective on the energy of this week coming forward. While we allow people to come in. Hey, Trend Zone. I'm doing a collective reading for the energy of this week coming forward. Hope you're having a beautiful day. My air conditioner went out this week on the hottest day of the summer. So far, it was 106 degrees out when my system went out. My next door neighbor's system went out, and a couple other ones in the neighborhood went out. That hot heat, what it does is it takes the compressor down. I saw the HVAC trucks, heavy in my neighborhood. And I'm like, I'm not calling HVAC when I don't have $350 for a service call for an air conditioning unit. I know how to fix it. I went on out, and it's usually when they go out, the heat causes the compressors to go out. The compressor on an air conditioning unit runs anywhere from, well, they were on sale on Amazon because it's what Prime Week or whatever. They usually run about $14 to $25 depending on what kind of air conditioner and the size of the compressor. They're really super easy to put on. They just, the wires have a slide clip on that goes on a post. It's 3 wires. It's really super easy to fix. And all you do is you go out, you turn your main breaker off on your air conditioner unit, you take your screwdriver, you ground the capacitors posts with your screwdriver running across so it grounds it out so you don't electrocute yourself. Pop, 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 snap, snap, snap. Shut it back on, turn the power back on, and boom, it works. That easy. It took a lot of electronics and stuff like that in high school too. And engineering. I'm just a weird person. I'm a weirdo. Anyways, I fixed it myself for $7.99, which is what it cost me to buy the capacitor and have it shipped the next day. It didn't get in until 9 o'clock. It was just got dark. I told my husband, you go fix it. I fix it the last 2 times. It's your turn because it was dark. I really didn't feel like standing out in the dark backyard with no flashlight. Well, he had a flashlight. He has one of those head ones. Anyways, about 15 minutes after he switched it out, he comes in my room and he says, it's not getting cool in here. I said, well, the air conditioner's been off for 24 hours. It's been 106. It's not going to cool off in 15 minutes. Give it an hour or so and the house will start cooling down. Of course it did. Like, give me a break. It's really obvious. But anyway, we've got air conditioner back. We're still up in the hundreds right now. I think until next weekend. That's going to be a hot one. Let me look at my weather. Weather. Yeah, it's Larry. Oh no, the high today is 98. So, yay. But tomorrow it's going to be 101. Monday's going to be 103. Let's see how high we're going to get. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday 103. Then it's going to go back down 101. And then Thursday we'll be back to 95. So we're going to do that roller coaster for every 3, 4, 5 days. Up and down, up and down. I hate this weather. Every year between now and September, I just wish I lived in Oregon. Of course, I'm going to be moving to Jersey as soon as we get the house sold, and basically the same weather. Get the rain, you get the wind, you get the ocean breeze. And it's about 20 degrees, 10 to 20 degrees cooler on the East Coast, but you have the humidity. So there's always a give and take. They don't have the humidity here until, when it gets 106, they start irrigating a lot of the crops, and that will make the humidity rise. Okay, for the collective. Let's get the energy for this week. Okay, the underlying card of the week of this reading for the collective is justice. Yes, we're trying to find our balance and justice in this. And as we're moving forward, we get the King of Wands. This is that strong, creative king that's charging forward. Let's see. And the Knight of Pentacles telling us that it's that slow moving night, but that steady night. That financially we're going to be okay. It's going to stay on a level playing field. And of course, the High Priestess, we're open to all kinds of new possibilities. So, okay. Coming into this reading, we get the Six of Swords. This is us wanting to get out of these stormy waters and move into calmer waters. Now realize with everything going on, with the war still going on, with no agreements going through, Trump's fabulous speech this weekend about election stealing from 2020. I actually watched about half of it, which I don't usually watch his speeches because his voice just like nails on a chalkboard to me. And then I caught a couple of clips where I think it was Keith Edwards was going, when immediately the government website to look at the documents that he uploaded on the government.com, and he pulled up the China documents and it was like completely redacted. I'm like, oh, okay. I think they're doing the Epstein file things, and people believe he's guilty with the redacted Epstein files. And if he redacts the files and just tells us what's in it, we'll believe him. I think that's his mindset. I don't know. I was like, what a joke. Anyways, the whole thing, I think, backfired him. The whole internet was lit up about the stupidity of and the amount of lies in his speech. And yeah. And then I said, oh, I need to step away from the politics. So it's just like, oh, okay. In the center of the reading, the collective, we got the death card. This is not literal death. This is death the ending, a period of ending. So we're wanting to move into calmer waters. We're moving into a period of endings and new beginnings. It is crossed by the page of wand. This page of wand is the messenger. We have to use our knowledge. We have to use our strength, our creativity to move forward. It's our take action card. So we need to take action in regards to what direction we want to go. Where are we going as a nation, as a people, to get things done? We need to work together in coalition with each other, planning on what it is we're wanting to see in our future as we move through the midterm elections and forward, and we take control back of our government. Hopefully Trump will be going down soon. Okay, above it all, we have the Hierophant. That is our faith, our belief in that higher power as we're moving forward. So this is our spirituality. This is our belief that we can achieve whatever we want to achieve and move forward. And we are being guided to doing such. That communication, that connection with the higher powers, the divine. Below, 2 cards came out. We got the 6 of Pentacles, which is the nostalgia card. We are looking back at our past to take sight on where we want to move in our future. This is a lesson we're learning. We're learning that we cannot live in the past. We can't roll back to the past and make it our present now. Too many things have changed. Time has evolved, and it's not 1886 where they're pulling old laws to make changes. And it's not 1950s. Women are not going to return to the home as housewives and put their high heel shoes on and their aprons on and have dinner waiting on the table for the little man every night. Not going to ever happen. Once people have freedoms and rights, you can't take them away. You can sure try. Also, that came down with this card lying beneath is that infighting with the 5 of Wands. So, all that nostalgia, and I feel like this is the Republican Party, the nostalgia, they want to bring things back the way they used to be, tariffs and, women in knowing their place in the house, white male under control, a whole line of bullshit. And there's a lot of infighting about this. The Democrats are standing up to this, saying, no, we are not going back. We are not going backwards. We're fighting to take control of power back so we can move forward in a positive direction for the people. The direction we're going in our future, we get the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak. Yeah, we're feeling like we're in a place of heartbreak because we've got a Republican government that's just trying to erase history, erase the Constitution, erase the GOJ. It's broken. Everything right now is functioning under let's break it and let's just walk away from it. I mean, even the president, he starts a war. He's not focused on doing what he can to start the war. What he's focused on is redecorating all of DC, from statues, from ponds, from the reflection pond, putting up a big birthday party for himself, a failure of a 4th of July celebration. Now he's dismantled the East Wing. Now he's working on, I can't think of what that's called, that breezeway patio thing. He's going to change the pillars on it, which architecture looks out of balance to me. And I think, with the great contractors he hires to do things, I think it's going to be shoddy job, whole things going to fall down. I don't know. I get the feeling his focus is more on maybe mass destruction of everything behind, because he knows he's about ready to go out. And so he's just tearing things up. He's not finishing one thing before he starts another. Yes, revolution. Yeah, exactly. I get tired just talking about it. And I love that. Isn't it the first ladies that normally redecorate the White House, not the president? He's got better things to do than think about what curtains to hang and what china to order, or how to gild the White House or put golden toilets in. I don't know. I don't know why he needs a golden toilet. He wears diapers. I mean, anyhow, the energy in which we're feeling right now is, I get the Empress. We're pregnant with all new possibilities. Obviously, our government isn't coming up with any new possibilities other than how to steal the next election, all that. But we're looking forward. We're looking at what's happening now. We know we're going to be going through some tougher times before he leaves office, but we're going to get through this. We all have ideas of how we're going to work together, what we're wanting to see is the outcome, and speaking our voices as we move through this period of time into the next, where we're going to start rebuilding the concept of the experiment of the United States. As a collective, how we're feeling the energy around us, we're the Queen of Cups. We have that nurturing energy. We want to nurture our nation. We want to take care of our people. We don't want the Mad King running the place anymore. We want to take care of the society. So, I think it's funny that they're like communist, socialism. I think we're the Democratic Party, in the most part, is social central. Yes, we believe in taking care of the people and all that. We don't want a communistic or dictatorship type government. Nobody wants to live under that. But we want to take care of our people. The tax dollars we pay in, we want them to go towards education, healthcare, social programs, balancing, making opportunities for people to rise up and take care of themselves. Sort of Kamala Harris's and Biden's platform, right? I think it's funny. I look back at the 70s when I was a child and how much achievements my parents had. They were buying houses at 25. My mother did work, but the majority of people in the neighborhood I was growing up in, the women were housewives and the men were the breadwinner. They had one car and we had one television. We lived in tract homes, the big American dream, my parents' generation got educations. Of course, we had Vietnam, we had Korea, and then Vietnam come in, and a lot of people went to college to avoid the draft one round before they ended up drafted, and so a lot of people got educated back then, and it just went. We're sort of tipping back now. I remember the 72 gas crisis, and I lived in San Diego as a child, and I remember leaving our neighborhood, and as soon as we got out in San Diego on Claremont Boulevard, boom, you're in a gas line, and you stayed in it for 6 city blocks to get to the gas station and fill your gas up. And people would run out of gas on the way to the gas station to fill up, and they would push their cars to get it into the service station to buy gas. And we had the odd number, even number days, depending on your license plate, what day you could fill your car up. It was, my dad complaining because gas had gone from, I think it was like 35 cents a gallon, all the way up to 75 cents. What an outlandish price. Oh, gosh, and of course, I was in high school in the 70s, and my first car I could fill up on $5. And I worked, and every time I got paid, I ran to the gas station, put my $5 in and filled up my tank, and it was good for 2 weeks. Oh boy, those were the days. I wish I could run the gas station now and put $5 in. Geez, $5 doesn't even get you. It doesn't quite get you a gallon here. Anyways, the message from Spirit is the 5 of Cups. Well, this is more infighting, or it's not the 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords. This is the steal. This is what Trump's trying to do. He's trying to steal the next election. He's trying to still the power. I mean, if you watch this feature, at least caught clips of it, it's all about election integrity and the SAVE Act, and it was just a push campaign for a SAVE Act and another setting the path to declare a stolen election. And I'm sorry, but you can't declare an election stolen that hasn't occurred yet. And I thought it was hilarious when he's talking about how China was working with Biden and they had the fixing and all this, And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Trump was the president back then. If his intelligence were picking that up, why didn't he do something about it? Because we all knew the answer. Because the foreign interference that was happening on to help Trump maintain office. Oh, it's Carl Dean. Hold on, let me grab this really quick. Hello, I'm on live. Are you home? Oh, you want the link? You can jump in, put a shirt on. He's home from vacation. I'm online right now. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Jump in the background. Say hi to everybody. Okay. Bye. Okay. Dean just got back from his Caribbean cruise. He is all tan. Tan. He's not. I think he's sitting around in shorts. He's no shirt on. He's going to jump in the background and say hi to everybody. Anyways, let me get that final card for the reading of the collective. Is the Hermit card. This is our guide spirit all around us, guiding our way through this period of time. Trust that we will make it through this period of time. Like I said, network, neighbors, get those systems in place. Stock up on resources for your home. Also realize, get to know neighbors and people that have trades that you have, services you could trade for services they could trade. I mean, if you were my neighbor, I'd be going, yeah, I can make bread and blah, blah, blah. If you stock up flour and you don't know how to make it, I can teach you, or I can, you supply some of the goods and I'll make the bread and we'll split it up, and maybe we'll pull our resources together and make a great big stew or something to go with that bread. I mean, you can do all kinds of things. And in turn, you'll mow my lawn, because I don't mow lawns. I don't even have a lawn, but that's an example of ways we can help one another through this period of time. Anyways, I'm going to put my crow deck. I love this crow deck for political readings because, that they're politically favored. Crows are the messengers, but I don't know, there's something mysterious about them. I love crows. I love birds. Birds are my town of animals. And let me see, I was packing this morning. I pulled my animal tarot that I'll have to look. It might be on the top of my box. I was going to pull those out, integrate those into the oracle readings tomorrow. I'm trying to get this card in. Anyways, well, I'm hoping that, I know I came on early, and I don't know if my notices are going out or if, it's just a beautiful day all over the U.S. and we just don't have many people in the room. Because I have Tammy and Trends on, and I can see if anybody else snacking besides Dean, who called right in the middle. Dean, you came in at 222. I like that. Okay. Anyways, Dean had a fabulous vacation. He taunted me with pictures of it. Good time he was having. He had a wonderful tan. Of course, if I had been on that trip, I would have got a wonderful sunburn. I would have looked like a crab, a big red crab, and I would have been crabby too. Trend zone 3865. Is that a number that attaches itself to your user ID, or is that numbers you picked yourself? Because that's 1 year after my birthday. 3864 is my birthday. I think that's funny. Every time I see it, I think of my birthday. Just a year off. I'm old. We're as old as we feel. I feel old half the time. I went out dancing last night. Connected with a group of friends. My friend Bob is moving to North Carolina next Wednesday. He's packing up everything. He's a cook, a chef, and he's wanting to open a new restaurant. So he's relocating to North Carolina to for a new start, a new fresh start. And he's a fabulous cook. But he's moving next week. I said, well, when we get on the other side, we're both going to be on the East Coast, a ways away, but we're going to have to make trips to see each other both directions. We'll be in driving distance of each other. North Carolina isn't that far away from Jersey. But yeah, it's just hard to believe he's moving all the way across the U.S. too. And the funny thing is, his entire family lives on this here in town. He grew up. His family they grew up here, but he's just looking for a fresh start, something new. And he's got, and they're Catholic. He has 5 brothers and sisters, and he's the youngest. But and he lives in one of the properties. He lives in one of their parents' first house. And they bought other homes and they distributed in between it. And they sold off all the property and split things up amongst them. And Bob's living in the last piece of property that was in the parents' estate. He held on to it. And it's just killing his oldest sister that she can't force him to sell it. And he's not even telling his family he's relocating. He doesn't see them on a regular basis, so he'll get away with that for a while. They'll call him and ask him this or that, and he'll say, oh, I can't do it right now. I'm out of town, or I'm busy doing this or that. He could probably run that for a year or so before he has to admit he's gonna have to move in 2 trips, I guess, and which I think is sort of funny. And so he's gonna pop in and out, and then he's gonna come out every 3 to 6 months to see his kids and his grandkids. Of course, they're in their 40s, late 40s, and they have teenage kids. So he sees them, but you know how that goes. He sees them, but it's not a daily or a weekly thing. They get together about once or twice a quarter type thing. So he's not telling anybody's family he's relocating, though. He's going to get settled in before he goes in and puts the house on the market. Once the house goes on the market, then it'll split between the family. I think it's interesting. Anyways, he's just a big 6'4" teddy bear, fabulous cook, and I mean, I really miss him. And hopefully we'll get to the point our house is on the market. Hopefully, we're hoping by mid next month. It's a lot of work. I can't believe how much I've accumulated in the last 10 years living here. Okay, well, I'm going to go through the list. I know other people may wander in if they see the notifications. I did come on an hour early, and I announced last week I'd be on at 3, but I did that because of There's several other readers that were jumping on at 3 o'clock, and I saw advertising in that time, that space, and I didn't want to compete with them. In fact, I want to watch one of them, and I thought I can just move my back into my old time frame. And if I run past 3 o'clock, which I most likely will, then yeah, I'm good. I'll continue reading until I get everybody read as people wander in. So the first person in the room was Tammy. And just a second, I need to look at something on my phone. Let's see what this is. Okay. My sister. And where is my deck? I'm going to do the oneness deck today because it happens to be sitting next to me. I started moving everything around on my desk as I was packing. And I don't see the cards I was using the other day. Oh, they're there. Well, I always like this one deck. I love the way this deck reads. I like the two other decks I stumbled back across I haven't used forever. The Awakened Tarot, and yeah, this is the other one that I've been using. The Wild Reflection. This is my new deck. I really like the way those decks read too. It's really good energy decks. But we'll use the oneness deck today. And okay, for Tammy, I'm just going to go ahead and do a 5-card reading, and then if you do a donation, I'll do a Celtic for the donation since we have such a big group here today. Ooh, Tammy, you're getting good cards. Got a double card to come out in the center of the reading. Like that. Okay, the underlying card of your reading today is the Inspiration of Swords. The Inspiration of Swords in the oneness deck is the inspiration. That's the Queen of Swords. This is that queen that stands in her truth. She speaks her mind. She doesn't take BS from anybody. She doesn't allow anybody to make decisions for her. This is you, Tammy. This is that strength card. You're standing in your truth, your strength, your power, and you're not going to let somebody else run your life. Join your life, yes. Run your life, no. You get the Six of Pentacles. This is your ability to give and receive in charity. Doing work for other people, or receiving help from other people. You could be doing this through the church, through dog sitting, through a number of different things. Like I always say, give of yourself and you'll receive in return. It's not an eye for an eye. It's just the way the energy flows. When you're a giving person, it just seems like things fall back at you more frequently. Spirit wants you to remember too, you have the life force energy to stay grounded, stay in that grounded energy with your connection with your with God, the divine, the higher energy, but to remember to connect with Gaia too and stay grounded, be in the present. And that connection with spirit and earth is going to keep you grounded as you move forward. And that's a great place to be. Oh, and you are on your life path with the Wheel of Fortune. Woohoo! So cards are good for you today, Tammy. Things are moving quickly as you move forward, and then that is followed by what? The World card. So what is this telling you? You are so on your right path. So trust in it. You're coming out of a little bit of an obstacle. You're feeling with the Eight of Swords. feeling like you've been a little tied up, a little blocked right now, you're going to overcome this. Just cut the sever the ties of what's holding you down. Take a look at what's going on, and allow yourself to let that go. Sever those ties and move forward. It's just a small obstacle because this is followed by that Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is that cups running over, abundance. Things are coming your way. They're coming your way in a very positive way. And this is abundance. May your cup run over as you move through this period of time. And I know you're going to, because the sooner the reading, 2 cards popped out. And what did you get? The embodiment of wands. This is your knowledge. This is your strength, your creativity. This is your taking action as you move forward. And how are you going to take action? Well, you're driving that chariot. You have the reins to go in any direction you want to, and you're going to do it positively, because this is followed by the Sun card, which is the best card in the deck. It's lighting up your light. It's lighting up the path of the direction you're going. And how are you getting through this and doing this? You're creating it. You're manifesting it with the Magician card. So you're in control of your current future as you go forward. Take charge, be creative, and just go for it. Don't sit around waiting for something to come to you. It's your time to take action, to move forward, and you will be successful on it, because, like I said, you are on your life path. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and also the World. And you're doing it at a very fast pace at this point in time. Everything with that 8 of Wands, moving forward, you taking action. So love the energy of the cards. Blessings to you, Tammy. And next up, we got Gerald, Trend Zone. I hope this is finding you well, Trend Zone. Hope Chicago weather is good for you. I haven't looked it up. I don't have Chicago in my list. I've got East Coast. I've got West Coast. Hope the humidity level is not too high. I know you can get pretty humid in Chicago at times. I hope you're at that perfect time of year weather where you get the wind coming out the lake. Love the wind. I like the wind blowing personally. I don't like it when the air gets stagnant. I like that breeze going on. Moving the air out, it keeps it feeling cooler. I hope you guys aren't engulfed in too much smoke from Ontario. But I do send prayers to Canada for them to get their wildfires out. They have over 200 fires going right now. I've seen footage everywhere from Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, all the way up the eastern seaboard, up and down the eastern seaboard, as low as New York, New Jersey area are getting a lot of unhealthy, smoky air from fires. I saw somebody post, I think it was a governor, it was somebody's stupidest statement I'd ever heard a politician make. If the Canada didn't get a control over their smoke and keep it out of the United States, we were going to sanction them. What the hell? Why don't we send firefighters up there to help them put the fires out, to slow down the smoke? What stupid threats? When we have wildfires, they send their people down to help us out. We need to be sending people up to help them out. Wildfires are going to be bad this year in the United States as well as Canada, on the East Coast as well as the West Coast. And our fire season on the West Coast, I'm a Forest Service brat, but our fire season usually starts in mid-August and runs through September, October. And in California, because we have high dry climates, desert climates, we have a lot of forest that ends up burning, along with Oregon and Washington. The whole Pacific Northwest has issues with fires. And when we get summer storms coming through, they're usually lightning storms. We get a lot of natural fires that are started by dry lightning storms, which can be very dangerous. Same thing on the East Coast. That can be a problem on the East Coast too is those dry lightning storms that come through, or lightning storms that come through with some rain, but the lightning strikes usually occur before it starts raining. So, and then we don't have enough rain to put the fire out. So, wildfires are going to be bad this year. We do have a few going on in Northern California up by Linda G's area. But she can see the smoke, but it's not on her right now. I know she said something about getting some tree services done to the trees along her driveway. She does live in a timber area, and the fires have gotten very close to her house before, and she's been evacuated several times. So I'm in the South Central Valley, just north of Bakersfield, and I am just I'm 10 miles from Yosemite, Kings Canyon, which is the backside of the Yosemite Park. But we're at the Kings Canyon, and I'm 10 miles from the Kings Canyon entrance on the southern side of the national park. And they do get fires. And I have a friend that actually lives up on the national park. And every year they get evacuated, where all the property around her gets compromised, and they have to evacuate. And her husband is one of the federal attorneys for the Park Services, and adjudicates a lot of the tickets and stuff like that happen on federal lands. And so they live up there, actually own property up there that happens to fall in the boundaries of the national park. So they get evacuated periodically. And when those fires hit, it blows right into the valley and just sets here. We have a lot of grass fires and stuff because I live in this part of the valley that I'm living in. We have a lot of orchards out here, but we also, with dairy country. So, and the dairymen raise wheat and hay and all that. They plant the crops to feed their cattle and all that. So we get the grass fires and stuff like that. It gets so hot here, and so that can get pretty bad too. It's not usually the orchard land that's burning. It's the alfalfa, the hay, all that ends up catching fire. So, okay, Fort Gerald. Okay, the underlying card of the reading is the Seven of Pentacles. You are reaping what you sow. So you planted those seeds out there, Gerald, and you're going to be harvesting your crops. So that's financial security. As you're moving through this period of time, you are taking the highest perspective. You're looking at the big picture before you make decisions on what you're doing financially, what you're doing at all. You're looking at the big picture before you just react to just doing the same old. Watch your environment, see what's going on before you make any investments, before you make any changes and all that, and you will be good. You have the Eight of Pentacles. This is that hard work you put in. You earned every dime you have, either by employment or by really carefully studying and watching how you invest your money and save money and all that. But you do the hard work that goes behind it. You don't just throw money at it and wait for it to pour down in rain, coming back at you. You work at your prosperity. You also have the Inspiration of Swords. This is that feminine energy coming at you that makes you stand in your truth, your strength. So as you go forward during this period of time, you're going to tap into this energy. You're not going to take BS from anybody. You're standing your truth, your strength, what you believe in, and you'll make strong, good decisions as you move forward during this period of time as part of that taking action card. And you've got the world by itself. You are working in that world energy. You're right, keeping it bright and passing. You're ascending as you're moving forward. I love your cards, Gerald. You always have such great cards. As we come into the reading, you've got the Three of Cups. This is that working together card. You are working in conjunction with partnerships with other people. This is emotional. This is using your creative energies to bring abundance towards you, and you're doing it in conjunction with others. So this could be working with friends, other people that have the same interest in investments as you do, or working with a broker or whatnot as you're moving forward. But this is pulling your resources and working in conjunction with others in partnerships. It is followed by the Spirit of Wands. The Spirit of Wands is saying, hey, don't sit around doing nothing. This is a messenger card. They're saying, take action when opportunity occurs. You need to take action, step forward. I know you're that guy. When those opportunities come around, you step forward, you take charge. You control your destiny, and you take action doing that. You're very helpful with others, and you stay in that beautiful energy. Right in the center of the reading, here it is, that Two of Cups, that emotional connection you would have with others, that working together in conjunction with others. How is your friend doing, by the way? Is he doing better? Because I know you were very worried about the outcome of him. So hopefully he's doing well. He's been in my prayers, and this is part of that Two of Cups energy. You've been there for him. You've been working in partnership with him, giving him the strength and your love to help him go through this period of time of healing, or passing, whichever the circumstances, and being there, being that person for them. And blessings to you for putting yourself forward in that energy. This is followed by the Six of Swords. You're wanting to get out of rough waters. I mean, we all are in and out of rough waters right now, but you're in your boat. You're ready to go. You're wanting to launch off and move into those smoother waters. And I do see you going in that direction. Because why? The final outcome card. You're the embodiment of Pentacles. You're the King of Pentacles. This is your financial security, your ability to control your finances, your money, either as a hobby or if it's as an earner. This gives you that strength and stability to keep your energies on a high, stable ground and financially secure. So blessings to you, Trinzone. I hope that resonates. And my prayers continue with your friend who has been struggling, and I hope it all thing. I am scrolling down here. Hey, Snow Wolf, I will add you to my list. And Marby, I knew everybody was going to come in. Soul Empath. I'm just working down the list here. Okay. Oh, he did pass. Okay. It's sad to lose somebody, but I always have a little jealousy. I've had the near-death experience. Passing is not a bad thing. It's a time where it sets you free. You get that reset. You get that connection to, then you get that life review to see what you did, how you moved forward, and how you made it through the goals and what you set in this lifetime. So I look forward to passing. Not that I'm ready to do it right now. No, I am not suicidal, but yeah, I've had a few years. I've had a few moments where I was literally surrendering to God. I've been so sick, but I don't fear death. I think it's just that completion of a cycle. We are born, we will die, and I don't see that that's a bad thing. It can be a release that we've had a hard life, and it can be a reconciliation of a good life we've had and the relationships that we've had with others. So blessings to you. But I am sorry for your loss because it's hard to lose a good friend and be left here on earth behind. We'll all get there ourselves at some point. Yes, I say that in envy. Anyways. Next person in the room was Dean. Yeah, let me scroll up so I don't lose my place here. Okay. I'm gonna have to give him a call, find out what kind of trouble he got into on that cruise ship. Or what did he come home to? Okay. Underlying reading for you, Dean, is that Two of Wands. Options and opportunities coming your way. I know now that you're back, you've only got a few weeks to go before you're back in the classroom. So you're probably going to be getting ready to get your classroom set up and all that. You barely get a summer off. I'm so glad you got to go do the cruise, though. Because then he does 6 weeks of summer school, then he went on a cruise, and now he's got just a week or two before he gets back in the saddle again teaching. You get the Seven of Cups, the illusion, the delusion, or the manifestation. You can manifest your destiny for this school year. So do those meditations, get out there in the universe with your guides and your spirit guides, and ask to have that ideal classroom with kids that you can help and reach and move forward with and all that. I can't remember if you're changing back to an upper grade or staying in the first grade group. I'm going to have to touch base with you. Okay, you have the Three of Swords, some heartbreak. So, what's up with the heartbreak? Let's see. I think you're just changing the relationship. You've been interested in somebody, but I'm not sure if that's working out or not. Just play that one through like we talked about before and see where it takes you. And now that you're back home, you're ready to set off from the shores with the Six of Swords and move from rough waters from this last year into those calmer waters. That's your resetting yourself with the vacay and letting your hair down, taking the cruise. And now you're ready to launch off onto those smoother waters and the new job and the new environment and all that. What's it going to bring you? It's going to bring you the Nine of Cups, the abundance. So coming into your reading, though, there's a devil in the mist. Yes, the devil card comes up. This is, my guides are saying, this is reflective of what you're leaving and where you're moving to. This is that the gaminess of your last job, and you're them doing the controlling and not being supportive of that, always telling you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, and rather than working with you to move in a positive light, they like to turn around and say, oh, it's all your fault. It's your fault. You didn't do this. You didn't do enough. You didn't make a big change. When they tie your hands coming, they tie your hands going. So I think you're going to find yourself getting out of that energy because it's followed by the Eight of Cups. And in my deck, the Eight of Cups is severing ties that no longer belong. And it's literally a release of the umbilical cord from that energy. So allow yourself to heal from the last job and the struggles that you had in that job, and take on the new energy, because the center of the reading, it says you're rising above now. You're rising to higher ground. You are not going to have the difficulties with this next year's class that you had with the previous year and the previous year before that. You're moving in an upward swing. It's getting better and better. And some of these kids are getting more disciplined and they're more focused. I think you're getting out of the group of kids that had the high impact of COVID and lockdown and masks and all that. and now you're moving into the kids that didn't get caught up in that net. So they're not going to have the impacts that you've had the last 2 or 3 years of the kids that did get caught up in the COVID lockdowns and locked out of school and not having that normalcy balance going through. So you're going to find that you're not struggling with some of those issues nearly as much. You are working with partnerships with others. I think this change is going to allow you to have a good teaching partner group, good connection with the school you're with and stuff, because I see strong partnerships working together moving forward in this energy. And where is it bringing you? It's bringing you to the Ten of Cups, that happy family, that positive energy. That's that place you go when you work in conjunction and you join that family. You become part of the pod as you're moving through life. So I see the changes in jobs is going to be really positive this year. I think you're going to get a good class. You're going to get the support networking you need. And yeah, I think you're getting past those COVID impacted kids now with the grades that you're teaching. And now you're seeing the more of the balance of the kids going back to how closer to how it used to be. Of course, it's never going to be exactly the same because we all have different struggles coming in life, but you're going to find a little bit better balance. I think you're moving into a district that is going to be much more supportive with their teaching staff and the services they're providing the kids, and utilizing those resources in a better balance. So blessing to you. We'll catch up. I want to hear all about the trip. We haven't talked at all. I've just gotten some pictures and I teased him a bit. He sent me a picture. It was just the lighting. He looked orange. So I had to crack some jokes about that. No, he's tan. It was just the way the light was hitting him and the colors of things around him that gave the picture orange pants. But he had a ball. I could tell the amount of depression. He was walking around with a smile from ear to ear, and he just looked like he was having a ball. So envy, and I'm glad you got to take the trip. You deserved it. Gerald, you need to book one of those trips too. I see some travel. You need to get out there and get some traveling behind you. You talk about going to Jamaica. That would be fun. And you can probably get cruise prices. I've seen a lot of advertisement that people aren't traveling like they were. So they're running some really good deals on that, on cruises, especially when you're booking last minute. So if you got your passport and you got the time on the books at work, you may want to consider looking into doing that before hurricane season comes through. You don't want to go on the hurricane season, and we are going to have some hurricanes this year because I can see them off the coast. I don't know if they're going to come up through the Caribbean islands or if they're going to come up through the Gulf, but we are going to have some weather. We may have them both places. Already having floods in Texas. That's rain and waters and weather coming off the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico, yes. Refusal to call it anything other than what it's always been, as long as I can remember. I'm such a rebel. Okay. Let me slide down here and see what's in the room. Next up is Noah. I'm doing 5-card readings, and anybody that does donation, I will do a Celtic card. We got a slow day, a slow room, so why not? It's my program. I can do what I want to. I am more at the hour mark. I am going to close the list coming in. Who I have on the list now is Snowbird, Marby, Soul Empath, and sliding back down. I think that's everybody, but let me make sure. Yeah, that is everybody. So those three are the last three reads of the day, and then I will let everybody go until tomorrow. I already have tomorrow's show program for 3 o'clock. We're going to be doing oracles. I ran across, I don't know where I said it. I'll find it. I ran across a couple more oracle decks I haven't used in a long time, so I'm going to grab some of those and integrate them into the ones I've been using just to change it up a little bit. If you want personal readings tomorrow, it'll be a $5 donation. I will be doing the 5-card personal readings plus oracles combined with it tomorrow. So come join me tomorrow at 3 o'clock for the spiritual oracle readings, and let's get the rest of these personal readings done for today. So this one is for Snow Wolf. The underlying card of the reading is the Hierophant. That is your connection with the divine, your God, your higher power, your connection with that higher energy. They're wanting you to remember to stay in the present moment right now. Don't just wander your mind off and think about, oh, what if the future, the what ifs moving forward. No, live in the present. Be present for today. Watch what's going on. Participate in the now. Quit living in the past and quit trying to foresee the future of the what ifs. Live in the now and focus on the now and get through this period of time day by day and enjoy every moment through it, the ups and the downs. You get the 7 of Pentacles. You have been doing a lot of investment in time in yourself and your finances. And as you planted those seeds, you reap what you sow. So, and then Justice. You are in the process of finding that balance as you're moving forward. So I love these cards. We come into this reading with the inspiration of swords. The inspiration is that Queen of Swords. This is the queen that stands in her strength, her power. She speaks her truth and she doesn't take BS from anybody around her. She stands in her own energy as she makes decisions and she moves through life. I love this because we also get the embodiment. So we've got the marriage here. This is sort of a weird reading. We've got the marriage of the Queen of Swords. Now we have the King of Swords. Also that strength card, that strength and power. You're standing in your truth. The ascension of being in control of your truth, your power, your strength. So I like that. But the funny thing is, instead of the reading, we have options. And it's funny, this is almost a 2-2-2 reading because we've got the King and Queen of Swords right here. The 2 of Swords in the center, options and opportunity coming your way. These are going to have this opportunities and options are going to allow you to live in that strength and pull in that positive energy as you make the decision of what options you want to take and how you're going to move forward. But then it's followed by the Lovers, not once, but twice. My deck has 2 Lovers. It has the feminine and the masculine. So you're working in partnership with other people, both at the feminine side and the masculine side as you move through this period of time. I don't see this as a love relationship. I see this as a partnership working in that positive, that masculine energy and that feminine energy as you're making decisions or moving forward in your journey. So you've been looking at considering property, but you're also going through some physical therapy and things like that. So this could be part of that healing process. You working in conjunction with other people, doing that healing process that I see that Lovers, that red chakra, that healing thing. And working in partnerships, that could be what this is. I'm hearing a yes. This is part of your healing process. You're going through the physical therapy, doing what you need to recover from your accident and moving forward. See the 2-2-2. king and queens, the lovers, and options. So 222 is a good number. Let's pull that angel number up and see what it tells us. Hey Siri, give us the spiritual meaning of 222. Harmony in life, contentment, and trust. So that makes sense. Totally. You're wanting to live in that harmonious state. Also, we have more twos because we had Justice, which is a balance card. And then 7 of Pentacles, it's reaping what you sow. That's another form of balance. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and next is Marby. I hope this finds you good today, Marby. I'm glad you made it to the show. I know I came on an hour early. There's a couple readers that were jumping in at 3 o'clock. I had announced they're doing 3 o'clock shows, and they're big number readers. I want to make sure that I got on before they did because I want to watch one of them in the middle of the program, but they're going on right now. So, but I also didn't want to lose everybody in the room to them either. So I thought, well, it's my old time frame. I'll just come on a little early. Tomorrow's show is scheduled for 3 o'clock for oracle reading. So, and I already have it posted. So if you want to click on that and put a reminder up for tomorrow, that would be great. My cards aren't shuffling together. If they just want to be shuffled normally. It's the cards, not the shuffler. Oh, I meant the other way around. It's the shuffler, not the cards. Y'all knew that. Okay, Marby. Underlying card of the reading is the 5 of Wands. This is a little bit of infighting going on around you. I don't see that you're stepping back out of this energy and letting the other people around you do that infighting. It's not your job to break up that energy. They need to work out issues on their own. You don't need to enable them or take on their problems. Tell them you need to straighten it out yourself and don't do it in my house, so to speak. Yeah. So don't insert yourself into other people's problems. That is followed by the Spirit of Pentacles. This is the Messenger of Pentacles. You have financial stability come through, though. Hold on to what you earn. Be frugal with your money. Don't allow other people to step on your toes with their hands out. So keep a hold of your money. Guides are telling me this. Messenger cards, usually that message of money coming towards you. My guys are telling me money's coming towards you, but you hold on to it. It's your money. You earned it. You control it. You get the embodiment of swords. This is that King of Swords energy. This is you standing in your truth, your strength, standing your ground and protecting your own household. So I'm feeling like there's somebody around you that's, doing that infighting, trying to manipulate those around them and stuff like that. But you're going to stand your ground. You're going to stay in your strength, and you're going to keep control. Be present in the moment. So as long as you're present in the moment, this will allow you to take charge and stand your ground as you're rolling forward. You're not going to allow people in your life to keep pulling on your energy. You go into this reading with plenty of abundance. You get the golden egg card. I love this card because this is one I pull frequently for Trend Zone, Gerald. Okay. This is that 90 cup. This is abundance. Abundance can be financial, but it can just be your needs being met. You're having enough to fulfill your needs and the needs of your loved ones, the ones you feel obligated to pull in, not the ones that are take, but the ones that are dependent on that abundance in your life, because they share in your abundance as you're moving forward. You have opportunities and options coming towards you with that Two of Swords. Whichever way you go, you need to stand in your truth and your strengths. Don't allow anybody to sway you off of the direction in which you want to take. This is your choice. This is your battle. And this is the strength that you have to move forward into this decision. It's going to be the right decision for you. Right in the middle of the reading, we get a few sleepless nights. I think that's coming from this this Five of Wands energy. It gives you some sleepless nights. It makes you worry because that person that's in that energy is always trying to tap your energy, wanting you to take on their problems. This, as you say no, you feel like there's some inner conflict, like you've always done that. You've always been the one picking up the pieces. It is not your job. No is a complete sentence. You stand firm on your beliefs and don't lose sleep over it. Do not be the enabler to somebody that's codependent. You're cutting those threads and making that person hold their own energy. You don't do this alone, though. You do with this partnership and support of people around you. With the Lover's card, I don't see this as a new love interest coming towards you right now. I think this is a partnership. Somebody that has strength. Of course, it's in the masculine. I don't think this is a man coming to the rescue. No, not that kind of partnership. This is, it's just your strength energy, is what my guys are saying. This is your strength energy that you're going to hold firm on, and do the healing from the heart and not the rescuing to others. It's time for them to take responsibility for their own action. You can be supportive of them, but you don't have to support them. Supportive and support are two different things. Okay, what this is doing, this is allowing you that strength with this Seven of Wands, this action to rise above and hold your power, your strength. You'll do it creatively and with knowledge. You're helping move this person into tapping into their own resources and taking action on their own. You're not there to fix their problem. You're there to assist them supportively in sending them in the right direction to help themselves. Sort of a tough love thing in a positive light. You can advise them, here's different kinds of options you have. These are resources, but you're not there to fix the problem. So I don't know why that topic keeps on coming up for you, but it doesn't. Let me know if that is resonating, because I keep on feeling this energy coming around you. But you've got this. You're standing in your strength, your power. You've quit being the rescuer. And you know what? Someday this person or whoever it is, this energy, is going to come back and say, you know what? I am so glad you did it. I was so mad at you when you stood your ground and you did quit helping. But you made me take responsibility for myself. I remember doing that with my mom once. She was always bailing me out, you know. And us as parents, we do that with our children sometimes. You know, we give, and you know, sometimes we need to allow our children to fall on their face and make their own mistakes. That's how we learn to take responsibility. Anyways, I think you're going to get through it. Stand your ground. Don't lose sleep over it. You're doing the right thing. Okay. The last person of the day is, oh, thank you. You are gifted. Thank you. Okay. Soul Path. I'm so glad you made it too, Marvy. Okay. Soul Path. to thank anybody that sent in donations. I'm not even paying attention to that today. It is very, very helpful. It's been a really tight month this month. So I'm grateful for any assistance out there to help cover my internet costs and the software program, my StreamYard subscription, and all that. So blessings, blessings. May my electric bill be under $200 this next month. This hot weather, I do nothing. Every time I hear the air conditioner kick on, I'm going, change. And it's funny because we had the lowest electric bill in the neighborhood. I don't know how that is. Well, one, I don't have my air conditioning unit set at 65. It's set at 78. But if you think the house is hot, go outside for 20 minutes in 106-degree weather and walk around the block or something and then come back in. It feels great. 78 isn't hot when it's 106 outside. Okay. I just hate the hot half the thing. I'm heat sensitive anyway, so 78 is comfortable for me. When it gets at about 73 degrees, I'm actually cold. So I don't want my house that cold, and I don't really want the $400 or $500 electric bill to run the air conditioner that long, anyways. Okay. So empath. Okay, well, we got very different cards in the last reading. Okay, the underlying card of the reading for you, Soulpath, is, have you been having a terror moment? Things been sort of collapsing down around you and you're feeling a little bit out of control? Remember, you have a strong foundation. This is just a temporary setback that's moving you forward because your cards are good coming forward. You're moving into an energy, so you've had your struggle now, and you're moving out of that struggle. You've got a good foundation, and what's coming towards you is that Nine of Cups. Yes, this is that Midas card, this abundance card coming to you, the goose that laid the golden egg. So you have abundance coming toward you. You're going to come out of this terror moment just fine. You had a good, strong foundation. You're rebuilding, hopefully not literally rebuilding, but rebuilding from a period of struggle into abundance now. So you're moving in the right direction. You have opportunities and coming towards you with the Two of Wands. Wands is a take action card. So as the opportunities are presented, don't sit around thinking about it too long. Take action, move forward. And this is going to set you free. Oh, you got double ones. Awesome. Use your strength cards. Stay in your truth as you're making a decision for these opportunities coming through there. Two of Wands, Two of Swords. That's your strength and power card with your action card and your creativity and your knowledge. So you're moving forward really strong in this reading on these opportunities coming forward. So make a quick, strong decision. Don't ponder too much. And then don't regret once you've made the decision. You are moving in your life's path. So whichever decision you make is going to be the right one. Remember, you're not living in the past. You're building from the past. So nothing's wrong looking backwards in nostalgia to see where you came from and where you're going. But don't try to relive everything from your past. Remember, your past got you where you are and allowing you to move positively forward in this situation in the now. So just acknowledge yourself, how much growth you've had and how much you've learned along the way, and move forward. As we move into this reading, we get the Emperor card. You are the Emperor in this reading. The Emperor is the one that's faithful, that's living in their faith and their strength. And that is what you're doing as you're moving forward into this period of time. This is your new beginning from that Tower moment forward. You're rebuilding, you're having opportunities come your way, you're taking action, you're staying in your truth, and it's making you strong as you move forward and make decisions to the point that you are going to get recognition, because you get this followed by that Six of Wands. By the action you take, you get recognition for the hard work you've done. This card is the paparazzi taking pictures, marking the moment in time. This is that victory card, except for this is public recognition for what you achieved. So, right in the center of the reading, we get the High Priestess card. This is your divine energy, your ability to connect with your guides, your spirit guides. This is allowing you to move forward in a positive way. You're getting the messages from your guides. You're making the decisions based on the guidance that they've brought towards you. And you get a lot of strength. This is reading. You get the Emperor's strength, and you get the Strength card, both. So, this is telling me you're moving in a very, very positive light right now. This is a growth period, opportunity period that is swinging you in the correct right position. You come out of that Tower moment and you're taking action. You're staying in your truth, and it's making you a strong, strong person. As my mom always said, when something bad happens and you feel like everything's falling apart, stop. Don't dwell on the negative. Ask yourself, what did I learn? There's that nostalgia card. What did I learn from what my Tower moment was? How is it making me stronger, and how can I move forward ahead positively and enrich my life? So this is the energy you're setting in right now. You're taking advantage of that tower. You're rebuilding, and you're moving forward strong. You're out the gate strong. You're standing in your truth, and you're standing in your creativity and your knowledge getting there. What is it bringing to in the end? The Two of Pentacles. Yes, the Two of Pentacles. This is, you're no longer juggling. You are finding financial balance, security. So I love this reading. It's very positive. It's moving you in a really, really positive light. You're coming through it now. You're going to come out on top. Just remember, as those opportunities come through, don't sit and wait too long. Think it through very strongly, positively. Know your inner truth. Take enough time to make a decision, but don't wait too long, because actions need it. And what it's doing is it's making you stronger. It's propelling you forward in a really strong position. You're that lion. You're that bear. Use that strength energy. It's going to pull you. It's going to give you acknowledgement and balance back into your life. So I just love the energy of these cards today. Okay, well, that's wrapping up for today. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening moving forward today. Please come back in and join me tomorrow for the Oracle readings, and I will find that new bag. I've got 3 boxes of cards here. I know it's one of the last decks I had. I didn't think I put it away. I can't remember what. It's a blue case, so I will find that deck, integrated in tomorrow. Anyways, oracles tomorrow. If you want questions tomorrow, $5 donation, you'll get a 5-card reading plus 3 oracles that I'm doing for everybody. I want to thank everybody that's helped support the channel with donations, and I will see you all tomorrow. So blessings to you, and you guys all have a great afternoon.